Hello and welcome back to another video on simplifying using index laws. Today we are going to just build on the last video, which was expanding brackets using index laws, which is just a little bit more complex than last time. So I recommend that you would pause the video and attempt these questions on your own and then come back and have a look at what I've got going on. Okay, let's go. All right. So I've got two outside of brackets, 3x squared y cubed to the power of 3. All right, there's a lot of operations going on. Whenever there's a lot of operations, use BIDMAS, the order in which operations are performed, to guide you. Okay, let's look at this. So brackets come first. We can expand this pair of brackets here. Let's get into it. Expanding this pair of brackets. So anything raised to the power of 3 means each thing in that brackets is raised to the power of 3. So we've got 3 to the 3, x squared to the 3, y cubed to the 3. Let's write that, x squared. So when we're raising powers of powers, a power raised to a power, we multiply the powers. So 2 to the 3, y to the 3 times 3. Might need a bit more space for that one. Let's simplify it. 2 to the 3 to the 3. In my calculator, which I should be able to do in my head, but that's okay. X to the 6, y to the 9. All right, we've expanded using the index laws. Now we can look at what's outside of that pair of brackets. 2 times 27. So we're going to multiply those coefficients. 2 times 27 is 54, x to the 6, y to the 9. I'm just going to move that over very slightly and check out what we've got to say with this one. Lots of operations going on, but we just use BIDMAS to guide our way. And BIDMAS says brackets first. Let's focus on this and ignore that -3 and a squared. All right, we've got a pair of brackets raised to a power. Everything in the brackets must be raised to the power. Okay, so power of a power, 3 times 2. We've expanded that, and then we put the a squared there. All right, let's simplify it a bit because we've got lots of little operations going on. 2 squared is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 to the 8. 4 times 2 is 8, sorry. A squared. Now anything written outside of the brackets has a multiply sign. It's all being multiplied. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab that a squared out the front just because it's annoying me over here. All right, and now let's expand. So it's a little bit different to last time. And let's check it out. I might just try it a little bit there. Coefficients, do coefficients times each other, all right? So -3 times +4, signs different means negative. So it's going to be -12. A squared times a to the 6. Try and bring it back to its simplest form is that, okay? And now what index law does that apply to? A squared times a to the 6. It's actually looking like that. We're multiplying powers. We're multiplying bases, therefore we add the powers. Bit of a weird one there it trips me up a lot. But just remember, if it's written outside of the pair of brackets, it's being multiplied. Okay, nearly done. -12, a to the 8, b to the 8. All right, let's keep practicing. Simplify using various index laws. All right. We have BIDMAS to guide us. There's a few operations. Brackets, expand them. Any number raised to the power means you raise that number to the power. Oh, not sure if I worded that right. All right. Let's evaluate. So we brought that index law into the brackets. 2 to the 3, 8, a cubed. Now, little invisible multiply sign. And there's actually a little invisible 1 too. A written on its own means there's a power of 1 there. Invisible ones. So let's try it. Expanding this, we've also got that. So it's 1a to the 1. 1 times 8 is 8. A to the 1 times a to the 3. Timesing, add the powers. 8a to the 4. Let's check this out. 3a squared squared. Okay. Again, BIDMAS guides us. Expand those brackets. 3 squared. A to the 2 timesing those powers because it's written, it's power of a power rule. Let's make it a bit simpler inside those brackets. And then invisible ones. Whoops. 1a to the 1, 9a to the 4. 1 times 9 is 9. A to the, so 1 plus 4. Even though it's outside of a pair of brackets, it means it's being multiplied. So it takes a little bit to get your head around, but that's what that one simplifies to. On to the next one. Simplify using various index laws. Again, BIDMAS to guide us. We can do this. Ignore this 5a cubed out the front. Just write it straight down and let's bring that index into the brackets. Now, it's important to put negatives, raise negatives to the power and like just write the pair of brackets because it can really ruin the whole thing if you don't put brackets there in your calculator. So we got negative 2 cubed, a to the 4, b cubed, and we've brought that power in. So we've dealt with that, brackets. Now, invisible multiply sign. And let's do it. We're multiplying everything in there. But I think, first of all, we can write this pair of brackets simpler. So in my calculator, I'm doing negative 2 in brackets to the power of 3. Negative 8a to the 4 b cubed. That looks a bit simpler to deal with. Okay, so invisible multiply sign. Coefficient times coefficient. 5 times 8 is 40. Positive 5 times negative 8. Different signs means negative. So we've got negative 40. And then let's do our a's together. A cubed times, we can always, let's write times a to the 4 like that and times b cubed. We'll simplify in this step. So then you're looking here and you can condense that a little bit. So negative 40, a to the 3 plus 4. Remember your timesing powers rule? Negative 40, a to the 7 times b cubed. Looking good. Okay, bring that down a bit. Now what? Okay, lots of numbers and letters today. All right, I look at this and I think, okay, there's an invisible 1 there just to guide my way. But then I come back to BIDMAS and I think, okay, I've got to expand those brackets first. So ignore this negative 1 for now and let's raise every number in the brackets to that power. Remember, negatives in particular, include that in your calculator, all right? Be careful. D squared, f to the 4. Wait, am I doing this right? Oh, I'm losing it. Okay. So negative 7 is raised to the 2. D squared is raised to the 2. Actually, let's get rid of those. D to the 2 times 2, because it's being raised to that power. That's the one we're using here. D to the 2, f to the 4 times 2. There's an invisible 1 there with that g. So let's go g to the 1 times 2. Hopefully you can see that. Again, that negative 1, let's simplify within the brackets. -7 times -7 is positive 49. D to the 2 times 2 is 4. F to the 8, G to the 2. Getting closer. Now let's multiply those coefficients. Since brackets just means multiplying, so that'll be -49 times D to the 4, F to the 8, G squared. Just making everything in that pair of brackets negative. Okay, and I think this is the last slide, hopefully. Okay, we got a big one now, but we use BIDMAS to guide us. Let's write BIDMAS up here. And there's lots of operations. Brackets, expand them. This pair of brackets is being raised to a power. I'm going to ignore this guy at the front, just write him straight down. Now this is being raised to a power, -2. Put that in brackets. Squared. A to the 3 squared means multiply those powers. B squared. Raised to the power of 2, multiply the powers. Write it straight down. So -2 times -2, positive 4. A to the 6, B to the 4. Nearly done. -4a squared b cubed. Okay, let's look at this. I'm thinking coefficients times coefficients. And remember to take that sign out the front. 4 times 4 is 16. Negative times a positive. Different signs means the number should be negative. Look at this. I can collect some a's now. And I know they're being multiplied. So a, I'll just write it like this for now. A squared, a to the 6, b cubed, b to the 4. Now we can condense. All right. Remember, little invisible multiply signs everywhere here. A squared times a to the 6 means you add those powers. B to the 3 times b to the 4, again, add the powers. -16 a to the 8 times b to the 7. That's the end of the video. In the next video, we're going to be checking out things with fractions. And they actually use like most of the index laws. And then in the video after that, we're going to look at negative indices. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So go and have a break. I'll see you soon.